Chapter 8 of Tellus, Unother by Winfred Hurst, SDS. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain, recording by Maria Therese. Jesus. I cannot eat. Such a piteous announcement the priest had not heard for many a day, but we must now see whence it came and why. In the great city of Munich, famed for its rare works of art, there lived not so very long ago a poor boy named Willie. He had lost his father years before, and was now, at the tender age of 9, almost alone in the world. True, his mother was still living, but she was a washerwoman that had to work hard to make both ends meet, and, sad to say, had grown careless and coarse, unsympathetic and unloving amid life's dreary battles. She shamefully neglected her own boy, making him feel by her very indifference and disregard more miserable and lonely than he would have felt had he no mother at all. The poor lad grew paler and paler. He began to waste away. Finally, he became so weak that he was obliged, with ever greater frequency, to absent himself from school. Now his parish priest, a priest with a priest's heart of gold, noticed this absence, and one day paid a visit to the little fellow's shabby home. There he lay all alone in a bare, comfortless room upon the hard cot, emaciated, exhausted. When he saw the priest enter, he instinctively drew back, fearing lest he be reproved for his failure to appear at school. But when the priest sat down beside his bed and spoke to him with fatherly gentleness, his fear passed away, and a happy, trusting look came into his innocent blue eyes. And it was when the father pulled a large, beautiful orange from his pocket and offered it to him, that the boy said pathetically in a broken, trembling voice, while his look showed forth the thanks with which his heart was full, "I cannot eat." Much surprised, the priest looked into the boy's mouth. What a sickening sight! The tongue was badly swollen and was of an awful brown and red, putrefying color. That was a bad case indeed. The priest arose. He had formed a resolution. That same day, Willie was taken to a hospital. There, lying in a bed of spotless white, he listened during the whole quiet afternoon to the gentle voice of an angelic sister, as she told him about the dear Christ child born at Bethlehem, about the death which his love for us had prompted that same child to endure once he had become a man, about his abiding presence in our midst as Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. How happy it made Willie! His simple heart burned with love towards a God so good. That same evening the saintly priest came again. For a long time his soft, persuasive voice was heard at the bedside. Then the boy was heard to whisper something that only the father could hear. Willie had been prepared, therefore, and had made his first confession with singular fervor and piety. Was it going to be his last? And the next morning, lying upon his little cot, he received Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament for the first time. It was his first Holy Communion. He received it like an angel. 2 hours later, Willie, still absorbed in tranquil thanksgiving, was carried down to the operation room. There the surgeon in charge approached him and gently said, "My dear boy, we must perform this operation in order to save you. We must cut away the diseased portion of your tongue. It will not hurt you, because when we cut it, you will be asleep. But afterwards, you will never be able to speak again. So, if you have anything that you would still like to say it now." Piously folding his hands upon the breast into which his Eucharistic Savior had come but a short time before, Willie opened his lips, and like heaven's own music, there fell upon the hallowed air the word, Jesus. End of chapter 8.